Well, what we're looking at here is a bass that, well, I don't know when it was mounted. Could have been quite a number of years. I don't know, but it's got some problems on the gill plate there and around the mouth here. Needs some repair work. That's one thing I do in my shop. Studio is the light repair work sometimes some major repair work to make something look good again. Making bass look great again. Have you heard that? We're going to be painting this. I done put some, chipped some of this off, and I done coated it with some fungicidal sealer, a good seal job. And we're going to put a couple of different coats of paint to touch this up, and then we'll go on from there. At my shop, I do some repair work sometimes, and on some of these fish, mostly bass. I think sometimes what happens, whoever, it could be anybody that mounts a bass in the cheek pockets. You know, you got to get all that meat and stuff out of there, and it can be difficult, and out of the head and everything. And sometimes it could be that they leave some in there, don't get as clean as they think they do, and there's some oil that's in there sometimes. And if the fish is not dried thoroughly enough, then over a period of time, it could be as soon as months, or it could be years. That stuff just leaking down and getting on their gill flap and everything, and causing a problem with the paint someone put on there. And I've done more bass than I've done anything else. One thing I like to do is, before I put any kind of paint or anything, coloring on a fish, I like for it to thoroughly dry once I mount it. You can speed up the process. Some people, you know, some of the monster huge shops and studios have, you know, the drying rooms, and you can put a fan on there and helps dry it or whatever, but nothing beats time. And I don't like to rush my bass or any fish as far as that goes, but I don't like to rush them right out of the door. I know that people want to get their fish back just like that, but I like to do my best to make sure one is right and going to last for a lifetime, looking good while it's up on that wall. A lot of people like to do skin mounts, and I don't have a problem doing skin mount. But a skin mount done properly will last, and your children will be looking at that when you're gone. There's a lot of people now going toward the reproduction mounts, and the reproduction mounts is really nice. They'll more than likely be there when your great-grandchildren is there and walking around, and adults and looking on the wall. The thing about reproduction, it costs more, but I think it's worth it in the long run. If you get the proper size, and I can get reproduction. I haven't got one in here right now. It's my plans in the future to build an additional part of my shop for display only, not for working, but for only display, and put a lot of different types of fish. Right now, I'm only doing fish only. I don't do deer heads anymore. I retired. I'm drawing Social Security. And if you've ever drawn Social Security and you look at that check, you say, I need some extra income. And so I decided just to do fish only. I might do a small fur animal sometimes, like a fox squirrel, something of that nature, but I'm not doing any large animals. I'm not doing any deer heads. I'm just keeping it simple, and I'm focusing mostly on fish, and which I love to do fish anyway. I love to do fish more than I like to do anything else. So why not do what I love? So I'm doing some, and so like I said, I love to do bass. I'm doing. I got my table over there. If you can see that. My table over there is got items on it to be done. I got fish back there that needs to be done. So I'm keeping pretty busy. I'm keeping pretty busy. So let's get busy and see if we can put some color back in this bass here. Do a little repair job and make it stand out a little bit better. Now what I've got here is some white to put back in here. That'd be my first color. And I've got this thing, I've got these paper towels on here, because normally this color would be one of the very first ones to go on there, and I'm trying to keep the overspray off the rest of it, because all I'm going to be doing is this gill area and around the mouth there, and that's it. I might touch up, don't have to, but I might touch up at I looked, and some of the gills on the red look a little dingy, so I might be kind and touch that up a little bit. All right, I might let that dry, and I might put another color on, put another coat on there. It depends on what it looks like after it dries a little while. And then I'll come back with another color and take care of it. Well, I'm back. While I was waiting on that to dry, went in the house, and my wife had some chicken and beans and corn and carrots cooked, so I didn't see any need in coming back out here until I got into a little bit of that. I don't like the darkness of this. I use water-based paint. I'm beginning to wonder, I've not long started using water-based paint. Some of the colors go good, some I'm not crazy about, and white is one of them. I'm going to go back over this with some acrylic to darken it up before I put the other color on, and it's going to have to dry before I put, because I'm going back to water base with a silverish looking color. So I'm going to put this on there to to darken it up, and it don't take much. Doesn't take much at all. Get this old bass to looking halfway decent on the wall again. That water base does a little better with the airbrush. I'm hoping this acrylic on top of it, and then another water base on top of that. I'm hoping. I've never done that before, so folks, you're experiencing a first time for me what I'm doing here. So I might be creating a mess. But it's a cheap repair job. Doesn't cost much to do this. Doesn't cost a lot. Whole lot less than having one mounted. Just to repair the old one and get him back on the wall. All right, that's going to have to dry for a while. And I might go back over some of this other. I just might. I'm not liking the way that's blending in. And then I'll put the pearl over that. I just might do that. Like I would if I was mounting one that, painting one that not long been mounted. Put a little touch up on some of the rest of it. I won't charge extra for that. That's a little bit of complimentary work. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see how we look with that after it dries, and we'll come back and I'll put some what I call some pearl looking color on there, and go from there, and we'll see what this thing looks like. It won't be like a fresh mounted fish, the rest of it, because the rest of it's going to be, this is new. The rest of it's going to be however old the fish is, and but we'll make it look good again. See you folks when this dries. All right, let's go to the next step and see if we can put a little coat of pearl on this gill flap and throat area. Like I said, I put acrylic on here and I'm painting water base over it, so I really don't know what kind of reaction we're gonna get. Hopefully all's good. I've never done that before. I've never used acrylic, hardly period anymore. I mean any. Okay, that might That might take care of it right there for what I want. If that works out, and we'll see how that works. And I started using water base this year. Most all I use water base on all my fish. Started this year. But I used to use lacquer. I kind of like lacquer a little better than all the rest, but I'm using water base because, well, that's supposed to be a little healthier for you. So we'll see how this works out and let that dry and come back and see what we got after that.